Hello Beginner Dragon. Today is going to be the beginning of the 10th week because last week was the 9th week. So this week's going to be the 10th week, and now we are going to move on to accuracy and honesty for our physical and mental goals. But we're also going to be going over some new stuff as well as some old stuff so that you guys can remember it and also review it and maybe start to try and improve it, which is going to be what one of my goals are for this month, is to make sure that you guys can improve on things that you already know on. So first, let's talk about our physical and mental goal, which is accuracy and honesty, as I said. So honesty is basically telling the truth, even though you might get in trouble. So no matter what, you should always tell the truth. So first thing, so I'm not gonna say that you guys are 100% honest because everyone can lie at some point. So I know that a lot of my friends lie, I know family lies, even I lie sometimes. But I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. Honesty is telling the truth even though you might get in trouble, even though you might get hurt, even if you think that it's better to lie. So honesty, I'll give you an example. So let's say you have very expensive stuff at your home and your mom's like, make sure you don't break it. So the first thing you do is you grab your balls. So let's say you have a basketball or a football or a volleyball, and you grab it and you're playing ball in the house. So you throw it around the house, you're playing catch with your sister, your mom, your dad, whoever, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna throw it around the house now. So you tell your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whoever, go away, I wanna play with the ball by myself. So you grab the ball and you throw it around the house and boom, you break something. So no one was there to see it, and you sweep up the expensive thing that you just broke. And you want to tell a lie. So you tell your lie to your mom and your dad. And your mom and your dad figure out that you broke it. You're gonna get in more trouble than if you didn't tell the lie. So let's repaint that image. Let's redo that scenario. So you're playing ball in the house, you're playing with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. You're throwing, you catch it, and now you're saying, I want to play with the ball by myself. Can you go play with something else? And they go away. Now you're throwing it around the house, you break something. Boom! Now, instead of sweeping it up and telling a lie and maybe getting in trouble, this time you tell the truth. Now, 3 things could happen. I think 3 things could happen. I might be counting wrong. But, number 1, your mom, your dad, whoever you told might trust you more than they did before. Because instead of lying and instead of trying to cover it up, they trust you now because you told the truth and you showed them, oh, I'm taking responsibility, I broke it, I'm sorry. Second thing, you could get out of the trouble. So maybe your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, anyone, whoever you tell them the truth and they're like, I really appreciate you telling the truth. Next time, don't do that, but this time, because you told the truth, I won't get you in trouble. You won't get in trouble, you're not gonna get punished. That's the second thing that could happen. Because you told the truth, because you were so honest, they trust you and they believe that because you told the truth, you would expect punishment, but they didn't do anything because you told them the truth. So, the third thing is, after you tell the truth, instead of getting in super big trouble because you tried to hide everything and you tried to get away from the trouble, instead of that, you get a little punishment instead of that. So let's say if you hit everything, you cleaned everything up, you get grounded for 3 weeks because that was really, really expensive and you broke it. Now you tell the truth and they're like, huh, you didn't try and hide it, maybe we can get this repaired. You're grounded for 1 week. So that's a really big difference. 2 weeks compared to 3 weeks instead of 1 week, that's 2 weeks difference, and that's 14 days. So 7 days instead of 21 days, I would rather take 7 days of grounding instead of 21 days. So that is one reason to do honesty if you just don't want to be punished very hardly. The second thing was not getting punished at all. First thing was, what was I saying? The first thing was, man, I'm blanking. Yeah, okay, so, that's gonna bother me now, but, you guys understand by now. So, that's honesty, but now we're gonna move on to accuracy and accuracy. So let's talk about that. Accuracy is doing it right. So, let's say you have a really, really horrible push-up. So your push-ups are like this, and you can't even do a push-up because you're not even touching the ground. That is a horrible push-up. That's not even a push-up, but that's what you're doing. So that's not very accurate. But now, we're gonna do something like this, and we're gonna do a little bit more. Sure, that's not a push-up, but that's more of a push-up than the first thing you did, so that's more accurate. You're getting better, and then maybe you do something like this, where it's still not a push-up, but you're still doing it, and it's getting better, so that's improving, that's more accurate. And then you finally, after a couple weeks, learn how to do an actual push-up. Your back is flat, your chin is up, you're bending at your elbows, you bring it back up, you do an actual push-up, and that is accurate. That is not just more accurate, that's actually accurate, because you're doing it right. So, that's where I'm getting at. Doing it right, and improving while you try and get to that goal. So, first, let's talk about the improvement part. So, if you guys don't know, accuracy is a green stripe. Green as in growing, as in like a tree's leaves, or grass, or a flower, something like that. Which brings me on to a story. So first, we're going to tell you this story about accuracy, and then we're going to be talking about our warm-up. We're going to do the warm-up, and then we're going to do our form, and then sort of do your own drills, try and remember our form, try and remind ourselves what is in this form, making sure that we're improving, trying to get better, using accuracy to do it right, things like that. So, first thing, our story. So, as I was saying, green stripe is what accuracy is. Last week it was blue, and I don't remember what the other one was before power. But this week we're talking about accuracy. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to tell you the story of why we use specific colors, why we use white for speed, why we use blue for power, why we use green for accuracy, why we use red for intensity, why we use black for focus, stuff like that. So first, you have to learn about a little bit of the Tang-Soo-Do principle, which isn't going to be really important for you guys because you guys aren't learning Tang-Soo-Do right now, but it's going to be a reason why we use specific colors for specific things. So obviously white for lightning is the reason why we use white for speed, because lightning is white. We use blue for power because blue is water, and water can push and pull very powerfully, but that's not what I'm getting at right now. Green is symbolizing a stem of a plant. So, first, you start off as a white belt. White top, white pants, white everything. You're all white. So, you got that white shirt on, you have that white belt, you have that white pants. Everything that you have is white. That's the reason. Because white symbolizes a seed. So, the black belts, your senseis, your teachers, your fuegos, your zenith members, everyone, they plant you into the ground. They make sure that you have that foundation, that you're going to be growing. And then they help you by pouring water onto you. That's why we use the blue stripe. So the blue stripe has water because first off, it helps you grow and make sure that you can actually use those techniques with power. And they also push and pull with a lot of power. So that's how you grow and learn that, oh, water is very powerful. They can move and break ground. Then you start to grow a little bit. So you grow and grow a little bit until you get green, because that's the color of the stem. So we keep on watering you. We keep on giving you more and more information until you start growing a little bit more. So that's the reason why we use green. Because as you do stuff right, as you get better and better and better and better, you start to grow and you start to do stuff right. Instead of doing things wrong and us having to correct you, you start to do things right and you grow. Because you know this is right, that means this is wrong and I need to fix it. Or because I know this is wrong, that means I need to do this, this, and this, and then it'll be right. So that's basic stuff on why we use green. But as you start to grow, you become a flower. So a flower, let's say it's a rose. A flower is red. So you have that red little petals. That means you're growing. No, wait, sorry. It doesn't represent a flower, it represents fire. So that's why we use fire for intensity, because fires are raging, fires are powerful. They burn everything to the ground so that they can regrow. That's not about the same thing. That's about the same thing for why we use fire for this. So your flower, it's growing up, it's red, no, it's green, and then the red fire burns your whole stem down. So you're the fire and you're burning down your own stem. So that means you're going to be really intense, you're burning down your own thing, and you're growing even more, but now you've stopped growing and you're burning down. But when you burn something, what remains is ash. And that's why a black belt is a black belt, because the stem has died. It's been burned down and it's now ashes. But the ashes leaves room for new seeds, for new stuff, and they help decompose and they go into the dirt so that the new plant can grow even farther up than the old ones. So they use their old stem, they use their own knowledge to go into the seed, and they grow the seed even taller, even greener than if the ashes kept on growing. So that's why we use specific belt colors. That's why we use these belt colors. That's why we use stripe colors. That's why we use our uniforms, stuff like that. That's the reason why we use it. If you're wondering why is there dragons and tigers and turtles and teen and adults, it's because their belts also symbolize other stuff as well, and the dragons and stuff, I don't know, we had to age group them, I guess. I don't know, that's not my specialty I'm teaching. But yeah, that's the reason why we have a green stripe, so that we can grow. And that's why we have red stripes, so we can burn everything. That's why we have a black belt, because then we can help people grow and go into the soil and make sure that everything around us grows even higher than everything that we had when we were little, when we were green stripes, when we were green belts, when we were red belts, when we were blue belts. We let everything around us grow even higher than when we were better. Stuff like that. So, yeah, that's my little story. That's the principle of a green stripe. Yeah. Now on to our warm-up. Our warm-up is going to be really, really short. I'm not trying to exhaust you guys by making you listen and then making you guys exercise for 10 minutes straight. I'm trying to have you guys listen to a little story. Hope you guys had pretty good understanding of it. I hope I gave a pretty good justification for it. I hope I didn't mess everything up. I hope you guys aren't bored. But if you guys aren't, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a prop really quick, which is going to be a pillow. And you guys don't have to use pillow. You can use stairs, but pillow is really easy. It's really easy to get, and you don't really have to apply pressure on it. So a pillow, if it squishes down, you know you're doing it wrong. But you can do this with stairs, you can do this with a couch. If you guys really want to step really high, really high, you can use the stairs. You can use a couch, you can use a bed, you can use pretty much anything. But that's only if you can reach really, really high. If it was me personally, I would not try anything taller than this. And this is pretty tall by itself. So, this is going to be toe touches. So, we're going to be doing 30, so 15 on both legs. So basically, you just want to touch your toes onto the pillow, onto the stairs, onto anything, or you can touch on top and just touch with your toes. You don't want to put so much pressure, like you're stepping on top of it. You don't want that to happen. You just want to just touch it and then put it back down. Oh, we're not going to do steps. Steps is basically 1, 2, 1, 2, because that is applying pressure. We are actually just, we are just touching with our toes and then putting them back down on the ground. So if you guys know that that dance, that this one or something like that, I don't know. But if you guys know that dance, we're basically doing that, but onto a pillow or stairs or whatever. So 15 on both legs, then we are going to do 15 push-ups, 15 crunches, and that's going to be the warm-up. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Sorry if my counting is weird. That's just how I count now for some reason. So now you don't need the pillow, you don't need the stairs, you don't need something. Yeah. So that was our toe touches. Now we are going to be doing our push-ups and sit-ups, so 15 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. So I'm sorry if you're hearing something weird. I don't know what's wrong with the room right now, but whenever there's pressure applied onto the floor, here's a little creaking. There might be some wood like slab thing that is creaky or something like that. I don't know. But 15 crunches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. So, basic warm up. Yeah, it's not too hard, not too easy. I hope I challenged you a little bit. I hope you learned something from the stories. But now we're going to move on to our form. And what we're going to do is we're just basically running through the first half pretty fast, pretty simple, whole thing, one go. And I want you guys, instead of learning the whole thing in one day, I want you guys to actually split this up into a couple days. So let's say you guys are only doing the recorded classes. So Monday, this is going to be posted. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, there's nothing. Thursday, new class. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing new. So instead of doing nothing on Tuesday and Wednesday, how about you do the warm-up, the listening and stuff. Today, you can do maybe 2-3 moves on Tuesday or today, and then continue it on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then you combine that whole thing on Wednesday. So basically, mental and physical and warm-up on Monday. Tuesday, first half of the form. Wednesday, second half and combine. Thursday, new class, and then get to that when you're there. So let's move on to the first part of Dragon Form 2, which is the first month. So this first half of the form, I want you to split into 2 pieces so that you guys don't get overloaded with, oh, I have to do this, this, and this, and then you forget it by next week. Instead of that, I want you guys to do the first half on one day, second half of this on another day, and then you can combine it and see if you remember what you did on the first day. And if you don't remember, that means you didn't do it correctly and you don't remember it. So you're going to need to review that one more time and then wait a couple days and then see if you can combine the 2 parts then. If you can't, try and keep on doing those reviews, keep on doing them, maybe go into the past videos from the first month, so like week 1, 2, 3, and 4. See if you guys can do it from there, and if not, you will try and do some drills and maybe combine some things to help you remember. I'm sorry I got cut off there. My phone's doing something really weird right now, but yeah, hoping that doesn't mess up my flow right now. So yeah, so on to our form. So Dragon Form 2, sir, you get into your left guard stance. So your left foot's in the front, right foot's in the back. You get into your guard stance, you do your touchdown, you do your twist and punch. Now, you are doing a cat stance. So, cat stance, basic stuff. So, I'm hoping this is mirrored. If not, make sure your left foot's in the front, right foot's in the back. So, your left foot, your front foot should be basically weightless. You can just pick it up without leaning backwards, and then put it back down really softly. Now, you should be able to do a front kick without leaning back. So, most of your weight there, you should be doing a front kick without doing this. You should be able to just front kick by just doing that. This will be sort of painful for your your right leg, because it's supporting most of your weight. You're getting a little bit more muscle into it, so you're going to actually work it out a little bit. But that cat stance is going to be useful for just kicking really, really fast without them expecting it. So, yeah, so that's going to be the first part. So Tuesday or Wednesday, you can do that really easily. And now, moving on to Wednesday, this is going to be the second part. So you just did your twisted punch, did your can stance, front kick. Now, you are going to do a twisted punch, and then you guys are going to turn the foot, pizza kick, into a MAKOnline back fist. So, if you have things to do, you can just combine that into one thing, but I would prefer if you did the first part of the part on Tuesday, and then the second part on Wednesday, and then combine it on Sunday, so that you guys know that, oh, I remember what I did on Tuesday and on Wednesday, so now I think I got it pretty down. And that's going to be it for me. Have a good day.